Hola, Wizzy Wizards, and welcome back to the Pursuit of Happiness with me, Pigtail Gurl, your friend and fellow traveller. Now, one of the last videos I made, I was talking about surgeries and getting things done to your body, Western medicine and things like that. And someone wrote a comment on my video, something about someone had told me that you've had a nose job, or 3 persons have told me that you've had a nose job. And I don't know if they thought they were calling me out or making some point about my video with that statement. But I actually wanted to discuss this because it made me realise that I want to clarify some things, because if someone's commenting that on my video, either they're just doing it to try to shame me, or they're doing it because they haven't understood the point of my video. And I thought it would be good to actually go over this. So yeah. I've had 2 operations on my nose. I had 2 nose jobs. Now, one of them I had when I was about 16 and one I had when I was about 19. So yeah, I've had operations on my body. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have an operation on your body, but what my point is when people and social bullying or manipulations or lies and deceptions push you into making decisions about doing things to your own body, right? So when I was young, one of the reasons I wanted a nose job when I was very young, one was because I wanted to be a famous film star, pop star or whatever back then. That was my dream, and I was at a stage school, right? So, and it was all plastic surgery back in those days, you know, you had to have it all done, right? In that, there's a musical song, right? It's called Tits and Ass. It's in what's the name of that movie? Chorus line. You know, I grew up loving that movie. So it's like, tits and ass, got myself a fancy pair, tightened up my derriere, did the nose with it, all that goes with it. So you've got to like sing this real trashy song. You know, this was my upbringing back then, before I'd had my awakening and I knew any different, right? So I wanted that look, right? That perfect look. But one of the reasons I wanted it as well was the only reason I felt I had an unattractive nose was because other children kept bullying me, right? So I wasn't born thinking there was something wrong with my own nose. Reality told me there was something wrong with my nose, because every time I looked in a magazine, the girls didn't have a nose like me. The other children didn't seem to have a nose like me. They had ones like the girls or boys in the pictures, and they were calling me names like Miss Piggy or Gonzo, and I got teased quite a lot, like throughout my entire childhood, bullied about the way I looked, bullied about my weight, and because of my scoliosis I was a bit crooked, so I always looked a bit funny. I looked a bit like a duck because my bottom stuck out. So I was actually the ugly duckling in my school, right? That's the truth of my childhood. And why, you know, when you see me this healed wizard before you, it's only because I've lived this crazy train wreck of a life up until I was about 21 years old, 22, and I started to really start the healing process fully, you know, about that age, and I started to change my behaviours. But one of the reasons I was so desperate to get a nose job was because society had told me there was something wrong with my face, right? So actually when I made that decision to operate on my nose and slightly damage its functioning, because actually my nose has never been quite the same since I had the nose jobs. The second nose job, that's another story. That was a Hollywood film producer, Scott Lavin, who paid for me to get it done, because the first nose job wasn't very good. So I had a second one done, paid for by a Hollywood mogul who wanted me to go in the movies. He was going to put me in the movies, and he got me like a top surgeon. So yeah, I mean, I got these nose jobs done, and of course, yeah, I mean, I love my nose, I really do, but the reasons I did it were all for the wrong reasons. It was to be famous. It was to be something external. This is why I can sit here now and say, oh my God, you know, we are given all these misconceptions about our God-given vehicles that we have. We are told by fake societies that there's something wrong with us, whereas if you're like living in the jungle, I doubt that people are teasing each other necessarily about the way they look. I mean, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I mean, often in tribes, you know, they're making themselves have really long ears. It could be that having a big nose in that tribe is seen that you're a shaman or closer to one of their gods, you know, who had a nose more shaped like you or something like that. It's not that my nose was like that. In fact, it was just like sort of a bit wider there and a bit bigger here, and I had like a little bit of a bump there. And that's what I had removed. But looking back at pictures now, like how I thought my nose looked by the way society was bullying me is actually different to how it actually looked in reality, because it looks not really that bad looking back. It looks kind of just like a normal nose, really. It just looks like a nose, and it functioned really well, actually. And since I had the 2 operations, I mean, this one looks nice, but the lining gets a little bit damaged with scar tissue, right? So I can say from experience that I know that society bullies us and gives us misconceptions about our breasts or the way we look, telling us that we need to do something. So that would be a wrong reason to do it. That's my point. So I'm not trying to judge what you're doing to yourself. I'm not judging myself for what I've done. I had an appendectomy. You know, I've had a few things done to myself before I learned to heal myself, particularly, where I've had Western medicine where it was given to me to save my life. And actually, Western medicine and surgery, when it is good, is when it's life-saving. That's what it's meant to be. Western medicine is sort of a medicine that was set up to get soldiers patched up and back onto the field, right? That's what it's there for. But it's not there to treat you really holistically, to really bring you lasting wellness. It's like I've broken my arm and the bone is bulging out. Yes, you go to the hospital. You're not going to come to me for a body talk session to get your bone put back in there, are you? So, you know, there's a time and a place for everything. So Western medicine definitely has some uses, and I'm not here to tell you that there's no good inside Western medicine. It's just not very good at treating chronic illness. It's just not very good at that, right? It shouldn't be what's being used to cure the world of illness, because it doesn't understand illness, because it doesn't truly understand the human body, or it does, and it's manipulating it to being seen as a material car-like structure, that you just take apart, put it back together again. That's all there is to it. Because there's so many layers to you, who you are, and this physical self is just the last, densest level that you see. There's many dimensions to you going outwards in layers. And this is what we work on in Body Talk. We work on the upper layers, and then it's trickled down, and then the physical body reacts to what you're doing in the energetic. So my point of what I was going with this comment is that, yes, you can have had a good reason. That's what I want to say. You could have a good reason to have a surgery. Like, say, you've used your breasts your whole life to breastfeed, and they've done their job, and then, in your 50s or something, you just want to enjoy going topless on the beach, and you just did it for yourself, and you don't really care. You didn't do it for anyone else. You just did it for you because you felt like it might be nice to look at some perky boobs when you're on the beach at 50. Now you've used them for what God gave them to use them for first, and now you want to enjoy them. I say all power to you. Now, I'm not that against stuff that I say don't get that done, but it's like, what's the reason you're getting things done? That's what you have to ask yourself. Is it really for you? Is it really what you want to do? And then if you do something to yourself, be aware that that's affecting many layers of your body. So if you have any kind of operation, you're going to have scarring, and you're going to have breaks in the energetic systems of the communication systems of your body. And you need to remember to work on those to make sure you physically fully heal, right? Because it's a lot of energy for your body to do that. This is why you wouldn't want to live your life having to have treatment after treatment. Like some of these stars, like that's the thing with the transgendering. It's just treatment after treatment. You don't need to do that. It's society that's wrong at the way it's treating you and the way it's diagnosing you and the way it's you can trick people into thinking, oh yeah, well, this is really the problem with me. It's because I'm a this. And you tell a kid that, they start to believe it, right? And that's my problem. It's that people brainwash other people into making bad choices for their own body. And this very much ties into what's going on right now. It's that the fact I understand how I was bullied and ridiculed as a child for the way I looked, that then made me desperate to want to fit in and get that perfect face and that perfect look and that perfect body. And I was doing it for all the wrong reasons, because I was doing it to be seen by society and to be treated as normal, just a normal human being that you don't ridicule and treat badly all the time just because there's something different about my body, because that's what it felt like. So I was doing it for all those wrong reasons, right? That was me. I was a victim of that. I've lived it. Therefore, I know, looking back, what it looks like, because I've healed that shit, if you excuse the French. Who I am today is someone who's been through a lot and healed a lot, and that's why I get that's where I get my wisdom from, right? You can't have wisdom from nowhere. Well, yeah, you can when you're an ascended master, maybe accessing right, left brain, holographic information, in the cosmos. Yeah, sure, you can get answers. But, for most people, wisdom takes life experience to be able to look back and see, oh, right, I understand now how that looked like this on the surface, but actually when you look behind it, actually it's something completely else. So maybe there's something sinister, and it's this something else we need to look at. It's not the people having the surgeries or getting the transgender therapies or you know, wanting to have bigger boobs that's the problem. It's what's causing that. It's what's behind that. And what is it? It's a multi-billion trillion dollar industry that doesn't care about your well-being. It doesn't care about your health and wholeness, and whether you live to your 110 and activate your kundalini, become a super empowered healing wizard, rainbow, unicorn. They don't care about any of that nonsense, do they? No, they just want paying dependent customers until they can pop you off 65 years old to the trash heap, off you go. They don't care. They'll tell you anything. They'll diagnose you as anything. They'll make up diagnoses, right? Talking about making up diagnoses. Who saw that movie, Hysteria? Brilliant movie, about, is it in the Victorian era, if I get my dates right, when women were being taken to this doctor. It's based on a true story, who seemed to have discovered the clitoris, right? And he would put this box around them and do his experiments to cure them of something that they were calling hysteria, which was when women had some strange energy build up in the womb that made them act crazy. and the remedy the guy had come up with was to just stimulate their clitoris until they orgasmed. And then he noticed after a while the hysteria went away. Sorry. I can't say it without laughing. It's too funny because it's based on a true story, right? So they can literally make you believe that something you're going through is a this, when it's not that at all. It's something completely different. And if society is telling you that lie and mirroring it back to you, you'll believe it, because why wouldn't you, right? If you don't have the wisdom to see how things really work, you wouldn't know to question it. You just wouldn't know. So if people like me aren't sitting here telling you to question that, right? If you've been told that, oh, you'll be much happier if you just change your body to another sex, that's the path for you. You are a this is your condition, you're a transgender, that's what you are. Like if someone's diagnosed you as that or told you that, given you that label, have you explored that label? Is that really a thing? I mean, were you not born whole and perfect? Has anyone ever told you that actually there's nothing wrong with you? Maybe it's society around you and all the bullies and weirdos and hypocrites that look normal, making you question who you are in your own divine body that you were given and born into, that you chose before your birth. I mean, my mind just really boggles for those people who are being told this. And again, if you've had that operation done, it doesn't bother me. Like I have worked with many transsexual women when I was a pole dancer, right? Yeah, coming back, Pigtail getting real. Lots of people know this already, but if you're new to the channel, you might not know. But between the ages of 18 and 21, I was a professional pole dancer. And I worked in a very famous club in London called the Cabaret of Angels. And it was really the lap dancing golden age back then. And that's what I did, you know, as a dancer to earn a buck. So there was a lot of transsexual women working in there. And some of them were my very good friends and just lovely people. And yeah, awesome. Like I never felt any weird vibe from them at all. And they felt very feminine to me. But that's the thing, right? So say you're born in a male body and you just feel very feminine. And obviously when you're around girls, you're more yourself and you're natural. Now if someone tells you, oh, that's because you're a girl in a male body, or that's the answer that you come up with, you were given, and that the only way you're going to be happy is to change your body, that's where the lie is, because you were okay in your own body just being who you were naturally. You didn't need an operation or to change your voice to be that person. You just needed to find the right people to hang about who was going to accept you the way you were born, right? Like me with my nose. If I'd have been born into a tribe that had never questioned my nose, and I'd been told I was beautiful and I'd been welcomed and not bullied, I would have looked at myself and thought that I was beautiful, right? See, that's the difference. That's the brainwashing. If someone tells you there's something wrong with yourself, you start to see it. And the more you see it, the bigger it becomes, until you can't see anything else and it's all consumed you and you're living in a complete delusional states. And humans are very easy to put into delusional states, right? Amazingly easy to put a human into a delusional state of mind. And I think wisdom through age is really something beneficial to be shared back through to the younger ages, so they can maybe learn before they have to make these same mistakes. And I don't feel like there's enough people doing that, like standing up for just natural humans and the beauty and the amazingness and the uniqueness of each human being without judging them or labeling them or having to criticize them in some way or tell them that they need to change that thing about them, right? Oh yeah, those boobs, you're too saggy. What's wrong with your saggy boobs? I mean, why do we do that, you know, to people? Like on social media, you see people making some cruel criticizing marks about the way people look, and yeah, bullying people about that's one of the ways humans have been tricked and manipulating into encouraging big pharma's massive profits, right? Because when you say to your girlfriends, like where I come from, oh, I'm going to get my boobs done, and like, you know, they see my little tiny little peanuts there, that they'd all be encouraging me. Of course, they'd all want to support me. They'd be like, yeah, it's brilliant. Oh, my friend had them done, the best thing ever. Because society now has made that the normal thing. If you had the one friend that'd be like me, well, no, actually, I think your boobs are fine, you probably wouldn't listen to that voice, because you've already talked yourself into the facts, and all your friends are going, yeah, get it. It's more like you're going to go and get it and then listen to the one friend telling you actually you're perfectly fine the way you are, right? And is it so weird to just want to tell people that they're perfectly wonderful and divine just the way they are, right? Just the way you are, it's fine. And even, you know, the choices you make, you shouldn't judge it. You don't need to look back with regrets or in anger ever. You know, everything is just your learning path, right, towards getting that wisdom. You can't get the wisdom without making some mistakes, right? Everyone who's got wisdom has gone through a hard path to get to that wisdom. They didn't live a perfect life with no mistakes and no, you know, backstory, and then just end up having opinions and being able to see through things that perhaps, you know, people who are inside it haven't been able to see yet. And it's also like when you're in those bad relationships, you know, when you're in love and you're young and you don't know and you're with that guy or that girl and you really believe in it, and someone's trying to tell you something from wisdom. Oh, you know, you want to watch him, he's got a bad reputation, or she's got a bad reputation, you know, she's known for cheating, and you just don't want to hear it because they've told you that they love you and you don't get it, you're having the best sex of your life, right, and everything's wonderful. And then 8 months down the road, you're ready to stab their eyes out because, you know, they've ripped your heart to shred, and you just wish you just listened to those people. But because you didn't have the wisdom, you couldn't see the wood for the trees, you didn't understand how your hormones and how sex plays tricks with your brain, and you think it's love, but it's not. You know, that only comes with wisdom. So I hope I've gained some wisdom that I can share with people from my own personal path. And there really is no shame or skeletons in my closet. I mean, I'm pretty much an open book. So please, if you're going to make comments with some substance to it. And if you're sort of trolly commenter on my channel who's come over from BitChute, who's just here to like cause problems, I'd prefer actually that you just, you know, move along, because I'm really here to gather the wizards, the sovereign, empowered people, not the bullies and the jibber jabbers. People want to waste their time making silly comments, thinking they're hurting other people, because that's like a real waste of your potential. Such a waste of your potential. It's like, I have to laugh. I seem to have like this one troll that follows me around my channels. It's just like has an alarm and then clicks the down button, right? One. And just, honestly, the waste of human potential and energy, of creative energies. You've got like the God-given creative energies, and what you're going to do to use it. What you're going to use it for. I'm going to sit here and troll someone that really annoys me for the rest of my life, wasting all that time and my potential. I could have been out there becoming a wizard. Could have been out there living my life. All that time wasted doing stupid things. If humans didn't waste so much time doing stupid things, we'd be a lot better off. We'd be much further down the road right now. And talking about getting further down the road, now I've got all that off my chest, I'd like to invite all the wizards, the sovereign wizards, the people who think for themselves and would actually like to be proactive and not wait around for some possible external thing in the future to come along and sort all your problems out for you. You know, that magic saviour hero figurine that we all know and love. If you'd like to get active and participate, Starfire Tour and myself are doing the OWOL group missions again, and they're starting again. Now this is a great one. Everyone should get involved, and it's very musical, very much to do with frequency. It's about the music of the spheres. I don't know if you guys know about the music of the spheres, what they do, what it is, really what it's doing, what it is. You might be shocked about the music of the spheres. A lot of the information out there about them is perhaps only partially correct or incorrect completely. And of course, if you've been listening to any channelings on these topics, that's basically now what I call the spirit world, CNN. The CNN of the spirit world, channelers. It's like the CNN, right? You've got to get that in your head. Channelers are basically the CNN of the astral entity world, no matter what they tell you, my darlings. But if you would like to actually be empowered and come and do something where you could actually make a change, and very soon you could make a change and not have to wait for somebody else to sort it all out for you, wouldn't that be lovely? Come and join us on the group on Facebook. Yes, it's still on Facebook, and there are reasons why we have to keep it there, and that's why we're very careful within the group. So, you know, it's about making sacred spaces, planting seeds where the seeds have been planted, and how we need to keep them blooming from one specific position on the chessboard. If you'd like to come and join us, please do, and spread the word, because this is very exciting. We're going to be working to bring back the protective shield of the music of the spheres that protects this planet from the source of all evil, the DMA, parasitic energy, the cosmic vampire, that feeds on us all here and continues the brainwashing of humanity to entice us over and over again into the louche creating activities that it feeds upon. Okay, my dears? So, you know, this evil exists. It's not just a devil being like Satan dancing around like a reptilian alien. No offense, reptilians. But it's an energetic evil force in the universe. You have the yin and the yang in the universe. We know that. You have the yin and the yang in the universe. We have the light and we have the dark. And we have this dark matter aberration that's creating this non-stop cycle we find ourselves in, that there is no hero coming to save us from this non-stop cycle. I'm sorry, guys. It's not. It's us. We are the hero. And when are we doing it? It's now. It's not sometime in the future. We don't wait, oh, it's another 4 years, it's another 4 years, oh, it's just another 4 years. No, it's now, it's this week. Come and join. OWOL Facebook. Let's get it moving. Come on, guys. Spread the word. Take your place in history. Turn up. Be there. Spread the word. Warriors of Light are gathering, and we're gathering on Facebook. We don't mind if you have an anonymous account you set up just to do it. Just try to friend me and Starfire on first, so we know that we know you and that you're not just some rando joining the group with some weird sock puppet account. You know, send me a little private message or let me know at my email address, iampigtails@gmail.com, that you're going to be joining up under this name. I will look for you, I will add you. You know, if you want to do it anon, you know, you can do that. Just let us know, so then we can add you, that you're one of my subscribers, okay? Now this is going to be amazing, because if we can block this energy, this force field used to exist, if we can block this energy and you want to come and join the group, we're going to need about 1 million people to get this frequency going. We need to get the frequency going all around the world. Once we do this, you know, we actually will have saved ourselves from a lot of massive time looping issues that just carry on feeding this energetic, this vampiric energetic that is present here. We can actually block that energetic off, and it has been blocked off here in the past. And if you want to come and join the group and find out more about that, because this is all Starfire's knowledge I'm talking to you about here. It's not coming from me. This is not my knowledge. This is all from Starfire. So I really wanted to say that, because a lot of people steal her work and her knowledge and don't give her credit. So everything I'm saying here is coming from Starfire Tour within the group. And we are all very, very feeling the vibe. Everyone in the group's like, oh my god, this all totally makes sense. We all seem to be musical or love music or being into frequency or raising our frequency or healing, and we're all into that vibe. The vibe that connects us is we've understood there's this key within the frequency that you can utilize, whether it be manifestation, subliminals, healing, music, dance, art, you know, raising your vibration, you know, yoga, whatever it is. We all have that in common. So if that sounds like something you'd like to be a part of, please come and join us. It's going to be so amazing, and we can totally do this one. I've got a feeling we failed last time because we didn't get the numbers and lots of cock blocks happened, but I'm very excited about this one because this one's very doable. So this one, I'm hoping we're going to get the numbers and it's going to be a go. This one is going to be a go, and it's much simpler than the last mission that we attempted to do. Okay, my sweeties, so this is going to be the mission to end all missions, we hope. I'm super excited. I will see you all on the next episode of The Pursuit of Happiness. One love.